sure if he'll do the same here. And I mean, with this 4 PPS, I kind of assume that he is taking it seriously, you know? Yeah, 4 wide casually, you see that all the time.
Yeah, he's just like, no. Yeah, none
Just,
of that
you know?
Diao, down stack combo. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're just going for
Yup.
4 wides.
Yeah. I'm wondering if QMK is going to be able to adapt to this. Ooh, first PC
Yeah,
from
no
FireStorm.
jokes this time. Oh boy.
Oh, doesn't find a second PC. QMK wasn't in the best spot either. I think the second PC might have maybe even been enough. I'm not sure. But QMK didn't seem to be in the best spot there, so FireStorm unable to capitalize. But the APM numbers are very interesting. I think they're kind of feeling each other out as far as things go. We saw this between FireStorm and Diao as well.
I honestly don't know if FireStorm is willing to let the game get to that point. Okay, that was an insane spike.
Really nice spike from QMK.
Yeah, I half expected FireStorm to just go for 4 wides immediately. It didn't seem like he was messing around in the warm up. He was just maybe he was just making a statement. But really in this situation, I don't know if he wants to give QMK a chance to get a feel on him. I think what he would want is probably just mount that quickly, pressure immediately. Yeah, get a good morale in terms of a head start in that sense, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, and it looks like he's pretty convincingly ahead in this game. We'll see how his pressure will end up for him. But QMK really good down stacks, but it's not going to be enough. FireStorm's pressure on another level. FireStorm, he's not only the pressure guy, right? But I'm worried about his 4 wide for QMK because again, once we see that come out. If we see that come out, FireStorm said if the going gets tough, right? We'll see if it even gets tough. That's the first hurdle.
Right.
QMK has to get over.
And I mean, this is the first couple of games. Already, FireStorm's looking pretty hot. And QMK is actually doing a good job at surviving through all this. And I mean, he actually has an opportunity here. Okay, window's kind of closed now, but he's creating the opportunities, just not enough being sent. This isn't so big of a problem because he's doing a good job playing from behind at the moment.
Yeah. Sort of, I guess, preying on a mistake or hoping for a crazy reverse spike. And see, maybe this is all part of FireStorm's plan, so Dazer can show off his reset bracket animation. I don't know. Could be. Okay. Maybe there's some backs. Spoilers. Yeah. Days already complaining. I love you, Daisy. But well, that's a hot down stack.
Oh, whoa.
That was such a big combo there from QMK. Wow, QMK fast enough so FireStorm doesn't get the PC either. Interesting.
Yo, that is
rare.
Okay, I mean, before
right?
it is kind of rare to see QMK exert that kind of pressure in that. I mean, I've never seen him just outright spike someone out in that way. That's kind of what's always been lacking with him. I mean, especially against FireStorm, who would be able to weather through most of that, who kind of just goes with the momentum of things. Because he's the one setting the pace usually. In this, one of the things that I think was problematic before was just QMK couldn't find a way in ever to be able to do what his usual strengths are. In this place, at the moment, he's doing a good job at being able to open up FireStorm.
Yeah, he's creating opportunities. He's just not really able to exploit them so much.
Well, it's just hard because you're up against FireStorm.
You're up against FireStorm. that's not that's not to
downplay. Just the whole situation. Just it's really tough to do that against FireStorm in any context. Really, he's able to survive a lot.
Yeah, number 2 on the survival leaderboards, pretty sure. Could be wrong.
I think you're right, yeah. First place, Yuhaha. Yeah, only needed like 2 more minutes. Like 2 minutes separates them.
Yep. QMK has a pretty big stack though. I'm still surprised at the side of QMK that we're seeing now. He's kind of carrying on what he did against Diao. But FireStorm's keeping up with it for sure.
Okay, FireStorm, like, yeah, he's actually opting for downstack combos in some places.
Which again, like, it's not like this is something he can't do, but it's not something we're used to seeing from Pressure Man FireStorm himself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like just outright back-to-backs just isn't enough anymore. Like QMK has been able to survive, I think 150 to 160 pretty consistently without much trouble. You know, he's obviously got to pick up the pace in some places, but I think like he's gotten pretty acclimated to that level of play at that speed for sure.
Greedy T-spins from FireStorm.
So many fractals.
Ooh, but he gets out of there. Interesting.
Wow. Yeah, such a good way of getting out too. Like the way that he opened up his board extends like all that he had left in that downstack combo there
nice
too.
Downstack as well. Yeah. I really like these long extensions because I like how they're sort of jeopardizing the stack to go for a little bit of extra attack as well.
I think that's key. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that they're even employing that kind of compromise is just, it's amazing to see because, I mean, you wouldn't need to do that unless you felt it was necessary, right? Like, nobody wants to compromise their stack.
Yep. But sometimes that's just that little extra bit is what gets the kill.
Yeah.
What extends the downstack. I like this DT cannon as well from FireStorm. Interesting that we're seeing all of these sort of larger setups that they're usually reserved more to games like PPT, where like the speed isn't that much of an issue, and where sort of downstacks are like the mechanics are very different. We'll say that. But it's interesting seeing FireStorm build these arguably very risky setups just to pressure his opponent. But he is getting away with it.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, QMK under pressure, but can he find a way out?
Oh no, that O piece won't go over. Unfortunate. Yeah, ran out of space there.
Yeah. And now first PC from FireStorm, second PC as well. Will we get 3? We get 3. Can we get 4? Can we get 4? We don't get 4. But QMK is still in a rough spot here.
Ooh.
But he's still hanging in there. He finds that downstack. Barely.
Yeah, this is
still alive right now, but he finds the way out. That misdrop. The misdrop cost it for him, but he was almost out of there. Wow. FireStorm's PC pressure is just something else. A little misdrop there on the O piece, but oh, he wanted to make some. I see you, FireStorm. I know what you wanted there. You wanted to go for some greedy T-spin that wouldn't have worked. I'm glad you canceled it, but come on, give QMK the respect he deserves, all right?
Opted out of that real fast. Both of them in relatively safe spots at the moment. Like a lot of back-to-back pressure this time around. QMK couldn't
What is
quite
he doing?
Oh
what
wow!
Is he doing? How is he getting away with this?
And he gets the win from that.
Wow! The King Crimson mid-game? Yo! Only FireStorm. Only FireStorm. Holy cow.
I'm jealous, man. I don't know how he makes that work. It's got to be some kind of intuitive timing to it.
Yup. Has to be. Has to be. FireStorm is really the only person who can make those clean spikes work so nicely. And from
like,
those
he
like
just knows the right threshold, you know? Like there's a threshold for everything that you do in terms of like what you can go for at any different point. Like obviously the threshold is slightly, I guess, well, I don't know if it's lowered or, you know, like whichever it is, like the threshold is slightly increased if you have the speed to back it up. But FireStorm just like has that fluid stack going and the speed, so like he gets that extra little bit of leeway for him to be able to like get those off.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm kind of sad to see what's happening right now, where FireStorm's really running away with it, and QMK, where again, he was able to keep up with Diao's pressure, he's really having trouble with FireStorm's, it looks like. But
it's just both of them pressure in such different ways. Like Diao's doesn't feel constant. It feels more like, oh man, I really didn't want that spike at that exact moment, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, FireStorm's is really just like, it doesn't let up, right? Diao's is like, it's intermittent in large bursts. It's just, this is just constant.
I mean, one of the beautiful things about FireStorm's spikes is that, like they are technically pretty much timed. It's just, like you can't really see it past the mounting pressure that he's tossing over to his opponents. One of the reasons for that is just like the timing is so
he almost had a crazy downstep. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. But...
Yeah, no worries. Some crazy things are happening right now, and like, oh man, and yeah. And he had a T-spin triple there too. QMK like just doesn't have the time to be able to dilly-dally at the top. Like, I mean, it didn't feel that way against Diao. It just like always felt like a struggle. Here it just like, I don't know if this is the right word, maybe a little hopeless, like how? Because I mean, the thing about FireStorm pressure is like it comes all like in strings, like in not necessarily in one moment, but there's this constant stream, and he changes up the attack pattern that he goes for. The slight timing in it.
Yeah.
He might go for like a fractal instead in some moments. Like he can delay the build by doing fractals, for example. Like that's one of the delaying tools.
Yeah. Yeah, it's those like little intricacies that can just sort of give him like the better opportunities to spike QMK with.
Just like literal control over his stacks and his fields, his board, and okay, he almost converted into a 4-wide there, FireStorm.
Yup. But look at the stride right now. I mean, this
feels
like a...
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that down stack setup, yeah.
That was real
way
ultra
too many
hours.
layers. There's just too many layers for him to get through before he can like actually go for that build.
Yeah. Jeez, we're seeing real ultra hours from FireStorm right here. This is just rough for QMK.
Yeah, this might not necessarily be ultra hours. I think it's more like,
Yeah,
maybe
there's
more
obviously
like
more depth to it, right?
Yeah, there's like
getting garbage.
Challenge. This seems more like dig challenge mixed in,
Yep.
Just at a peak for dig challenge play here.
Yup. Wow, 9-2. 9 match or 10. No, what am I talking about? 7.
What devastation!
Jesus, and
it's not over yet, but really, like,
over.
What is the window? What the heck is the window here? I'm not seeing any window.
Oh, is this 1st to 15? It's my bad. But yeah, no, it's just... Let's go, Taser! I said GG's, but...
Oh, so it is GG's. I think they both thought that it was like a first... I mean, if you guys want to watch this, I mean, FireStorm's your champion again. But, you can let him play it through. I mean, it's a pretty tight match.
Yeah. I mean, hey. Microblue getting a complaint from the neighbors.
not the neighbors. My sister just came back home from a hike, so
yeah.
Apparently it was an intense one. Apparently she almost died. I'll get the story later.
Oh damn. Yeah, gotta tell me that. But
No, but this, I mean, can this man even be stopped? Because I mean, just look how strong both Diao and QMK were today, and
Yep.
just FireStorm blows through all of that. Like,
I mean,
yeah, no problem.